Class, welcome to the next math lesson. We're in Eureka Math, Module 2, Lesson 14, More Angles of Triangles. This is kind of a continuation of Lesson 13, where we focused a lot on the inside angles of triangles and used some problem-solving skills and logic to figure out missing angles. We're going to keep doing that today, where we're going to keep finding the missing angles. Only we're going to extend our learning a little bit to not just talking about the angles inside of triangles. We're going to talk also about the angles on the outside of triangles. So hopefully you did lesson 13, hopefully you understood lesson 13, because some of the stuff from lesson 13 we're going to use today. So you need to know lesson 13 before lesson 14, because we're going to use the inside angles to find the outside angles. So you need pages 149 through 164 of your book. You can rip them out if you need to. And you should also have your notebooks out and be copying down these notes. Not a whole lot of notes today. A lot of today is exploration and thinking and practicing and using your logic to kind of solve these puzzles. So in lesson 13, we focus on how to find internal angles of triangles. Today, let's extend this discussion outside the triangle. And there are two details I want you to remember. We did talk about them yesterday. But I need you to remember today that straight angles are 180 degrees. Straight angles make 180 degrees. Super important to remember that. Also important to remember today that the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. These are two facts, these are two laws, these are two rules we talked about yesterday, and we even proved them yesterday. But I need you to remember these today, so I'm adding them in your notes again because they are super useful to remember. So a straight angle is 180 degrees. And if you add up all the angles inside a triangle, you also get 180 degrees. So that is something a straight angle and the inside of a triangle have in common. Both of them total 180 degrees. So let's get started working on the math a little bit. Let's move on. Let's open up our books. Let's get to the first page. And the first page is page 149. And you will see this diagram near the top of page 149 that we are supposed to use for exercises 1 through 4. Now, before we get working, I actually want to look back to last lesson, lesson 13, because there is something we did in lesson 13 on the problem set, and I do not know if you noticed this pattern, but it is important to see because we're going to use it today. So this page right here is page 145, and you can see it's the lesson 13 problem set. So this is what you did on the last lesson. I want to look at number 2 on the last lesson, where if you remember number 2 from yesterday, they gave us the red angle, they gave us the green angle, and they wanted us to find the blue angle, which the answer was 54 degrees. And I think I did this problem with you in the last lesson. So if you remember, you can follow the steps here. We said that 180 degrees equals the red, the green, and the orange. And so so we wanted to find the blue. But before we found the blue, I said find the orange. So you find the orange, the inside of this triangle is 126. We found it right here. And then we said the orange and the blue make a straight angle. So together, those should be 180. So to find the blue, we just do the 180 from the straight line and minus the 126. So we found that the blue was 54. So that's how we solved it yesterday, but I wonder how many of you saw the shortcut. How many of you noticed something a little bit odd about this and said, wait a second. This angle outside the triangle was 54 degrees. But the other, and it's next to the 126, the orange, but look at the red and the green. The red and the green together were 54, and the blue on the outside was also 54. Did you notice that pattern yesterday? Did you see that this angle on the outside was the same as when I add the opposite ones on the inside? So the blue is touching the orange, but the opposite ones, the red and the green, if I add them together, I get the outside angle. So look at this again. You take the two inside, the two interior angles, add them together, and that gives you the external angle far away from them. Because 38, the red, plus 16, the green, makes 54, and that's 54. It also worked on yesterday's problem set on number 3, where we had to do the same thing. Whereas if you look at this, we had to find the blue. The blue is an external angle. So what we did first is yesterday we found the orange and then did 180 minus the orange to find out the blue was 78. But today I'm showing you the shortcut that maybe you did not see yesterday, because the blue is 78, but you can also get 78 if you add the red and the green, because the red was 56, the green was 22. Together they make 78. So that's a shortcut. I don't know if you saw it yesterday, but it is a helpful shortcut because it shows you how this outside angle, this exterior angle, is connected to the opposite two interior angles. These two together add up to make the external angle. I wonder if you saw that shortcut yesterday. If you did not see that, if you saw that shortcut yesterday, then today's work in lesson 14 is going to go super fast. If you did not see that shortcut yesterday, hopefully you see it now, because that shortcut is going to save your life in lesson 14. So let's look at lesson 14, page 149. Let's go back, because it's asking us to name some angles and to name how they are and to show how they are related. So number 1 says name an exterior angle and the related remote interior angle. So let's start right here. Let's start with this blue angle right here. I'm going to label it blue. And let's name that blue angle. That blue angle, remember we name it by following the points. So this one is going to be, the exterior angle is going to be angle with the angle sign, RZQ. RZQ makes this blue angle, RZQ. So angle RZQ is our exterior angle. And just like we just saw yesterday, if I want to find the blue, I can just take this red and this green over here. Because remember, I just showed you on yesterday's work that red and green together make the blue. So we say our blue angle, RZQ, equals the red angle, which is ZXY, equals ZXY, plus the green angle, XYZ. So you should be able to see, this is, hopefully you saw it yesterday, but the pattern shows you that this blue one equals this blue exterior angle equals the two inside, the two interior angles that are far away from it. Hopefully you see that. That's the first one we're going to talk about. Now it says name a second interior angle and the related remote interior angles. So let's find another exterior angle. This time I'm going to label it kind of a pinkish color. Let's look at this exterior angle, pink. This pink angle, what is the name of this pink angle? Well, it's next to Y. So let's follow it. Let's start over here with P. Then we go to Y. Then we go to Q. So this is angle PYQ. Remember, Y is in the middle because that is the point closest to the angle. PYQ. That's how we make that angle. So which ones does PYQ equal? Which two interior angles does PYQ equal? Well, remember, it's the two remote interior angles. So it's the two farthest away. So here I need another color, brown. So PYQ, the pink one, is going to be the brown and the red. So the brown angle is angle XZY. So the pink one is the brown one plus the red one, which in the red one, remember, is angle ZXY. So these two together make the pink, and the red and the green together make the outside blue. Now the third, and now we need to do it again. Number 3 says name a third exterior angle. Well, the third exterior angle is going to be right here. This angle is exterior because it's outside the triangle. So that's going to be our orange angle, and the name of the orange angle is RXP. So we have angle RXP. RXP makes the orange angle. Which interior angles does it equal? Well, we know it's not going to equal the red one because the red one is touching it. So it's the opposite sides. It's the remote ones. It's the ones that are removed, far away. So it's going to equal the brown one is removed far away, and the brown was XZY, plus the green one over here. So the brown and the green make the orange. Angle XYZ was the green. So these are the 3 exterior angles, and this shows how they are connected, how the measurements are connected to the inside angles. Now, number 4 says, show that the measure of an exterior angle is equal to the sum of the measures of the related remote interior angles. We're not going to do number 4 because I showed you that from the problem set from yesterday's lesson 13 problem set. We did this in lesson 13. We did this in lesson 13. So I'm not going to spend some time to do it now because I showed it to you in lesson 13. If you need to see it again, schedule a private meeting with me and I will show it to you again. But it is enough for you to know right now that an exterior angle equals when we add the sum of the inside angles that are remote, that are far away. So again, the blue equals red plus green, pink equals brown plus red, and orange equals brown plus green. That's just a little fact that's going to help us with the activities today. So pause the video right now. Take a couple minutes, think about it, make sure you understand how it works, and reach out to me if you need me to talk to you about it some more. And after you pause the video and catch up with your notes and with this diagram, you can resume the video and we can move on to page 150. Okay, so hopefully you caught up on your notes. You're ready. You did exercises 1 through 4 with me. You understand them. And you're ready to use exercises 1 and 4 for some examples. Here we go. Example 1. We have a triangle and we have an exterior angle x. And it says, find the measure of angle x. So we need to find this x right here. What does x equal? And x I'm going to label as my blue angle because that's the first color pen I picked up. And just for funsies, I'm going to label this angle over here, this 14-degree angle down here. That's going to be my red angle. And this angle right up here, the 30-degree angle, is going to be green. And then the third angle on the inside right here, I'll just make orange. Now you need to find x. So let me show you, let's talk about it a little bit. First of all, we can do I'm going to show you the long way and then I'll show you the shortcut. The long way is kind of what we did yesterday. The shortcut is, well, it's shorter. So you're probably going to like the shortcut. The long way tells me that this triangle right here, this whole triangle, everything inside is going to be 180 degrees. So I know that 180 degrees is going to be my red angle plus my green angle plus my orange angle. So I know 180 is going to be all three together. So I know that 14 plus the 30 plus, I'm going to say y, because we don't know it, plus the orange is going to be 180. So now it just comes to simple algebra. 180 equals 14 plus 30 is 44. So now we have 44 plus y equals 180. So to find y, to find the missing number, I need to figure out 180, well, 44 plus something makes 180. So if I do minus 44 to both sides, that will tell me the missing piece. So I get y equals 136. I'll do the math quickly for you. So the missing piece is 136 because 44 plus 136 is y. So now I know that this equals 136. But that's not what I care about. I care about the blue angle x. Well, I also know, this is still the long way, by the way. I'm still talking about the long way. I also know that this straight line right here, this straight line also equals 180. So I know that because a straight line is 180, I know that the orange plus the blue equals 180 because those two together make a straight line. So it's going to be 180 equals 136 that I found over here plus x. And so to find x, again, I move the number over. I need to do minus 136 to both sides. So I find out that the missing piece is 44. So x equals 44 degrees. So x equals 44 degrees is my answer when I did it the long way. Because I found the missing triangle piece, and then I found the missing straight line piece. That's the long way. Find the missing triangle piece, find the missing straight line piece. Find the orange, then find the blue. Missing triangle piece is orange, missing straight angle piece is blue. That's how you do it the long way. But like we talked about before, there is the shortcut. And you might even see the shortcut right now because you saw that there's a 44 over here, and the answer was 44. Because remember the last page, page 149, we talked about how the outside angles are connected to the inside angles. Like this pink one is connected with the red and the brown. So the shortcut, you should know that the blue, the outside angle, is connected to the two far away ones. The blue is connected to the red and the green. That is the shortcut. So we can just say blue angle X is connected to the red 14 plus the green 30. So blue angle X is just 14 plus 30, which is 44. So you are thinking right now, well, you should be asking yourself, if this is the question, do you want to do it the long way or do you want to use the shortcut? I'm kind of a lazy person, so I would just pick the shortcut. But the shortcut means you have to remember the connection. You have to remember that the blue is connected to the angles on the far away on the outside. But the shortcut is a lot faster if you remember that rule. Now, that's the long way. Hopefully you wrote down the long way so that if anybody ever asks you to prove this, you can prove it. But for the rest of the examples, I think I'm okay just to use the shortcut. So let's go to example 2 right underneath on page 150 and try the shortcut. So here we go. It says find angle X, which I'm going to label blue. So angle X is blue. Now, to find angle X, remember the rule is X is going to be equal to two opposite angles, to two remote angles. So X is going to be equal to not this one inside the triangle, because that's not remote, that's not far away. We needed the two angles far away from X, which are these. So X, the rule we're learning today is X is going to be equal to the red one far away and the green one far away. So the shortcut just tells me that X is going to be equal to the 44 plus the 32. So X is going to be 76 degrees, and I'm done. That's the shortcut. Because I memorized the rule. I know the exterior angle is related to the two remote, the two far away interior angles. External equals the remote internal angles. Easy enough with the shortcut. You just have to remember that shortcut. It takes practice. Not something you're going to remember after just one or two examples. That's why we have example 3 on page 151. Example 3 says, again, find the measure of angle X. And here's our angle X down here. Well, how are you going to find angle X right there? Because now here's the tricky one, because I'll tell you some people are not going to have the rule memorized, and they're going to try to add the red right here and the orange right here. But you should see a problem with that. You do not add these two, because orange is not a remote angle. Orange is a close angle. So you do not do 121 plus 21. X does not equal 142. Remember, x needs to be the remote angles. So it needs to be the angles that are far away. So it's going to be the red and the missing green one. Now, you could find the green one if you wanted to, but there is a shorter way to do this, because what you could do is you could do add the orange, add the red, and do 180 minus the orange and the red, and that will tell you the green. And then you could do green plus red to find the blue. But you don't have to do that. There's a shorter and faster way to do this, and I'm lazy. I always look for shortcuts. Because when I look at this, I wonder how many of you have seen the shortcut with me. Because the shortcut comes in the notes right here, where I told you in the notes to remember that a straight angle equals 180. And if I'm looking at this example 3, I see that the orange plus the blue equals a straight angle, equals 180. So orange and blue make a straight angle, make 180. So I don't need the green. I don't need the red. This is extra information. I don't need it. I just need the straight line. Because the orange, it tells me, is 121. The blue is x. But now I have 121 plus x makes 180. What's the missing number to finish the 180? To fill the 180. How does 121 turn into 180? Well, to find what x is, I just do minus 121 to both sides. Because this turns into 0, I get x all by itself. And 180 minus 121 is 59. So x is going to be 59 degrees. So example 3 was trying to trick you into doing extra work. You don't need red, you don't need green. You just need to finish the straight angle right here. You just need orange and blue to make a straight angle. Do not do extra work. Think about what the question is asking and solve the puzzle to figure out how to solve it quickly with as little work as possible, but still accurately. So that's example 3. Don't let them trick you. Example 4, there also is another way of looking at this. Again, we need to find the measure of angle x, except for this time, angle x is not the outside angle. Angle x is an interior angle. Angle x is one of our red ones. Well, what's the quickest, easiest way to find this? Well, I'm going to color code again because I think that's easiest for people to see and understand. What rule did we learn in this lesson that will help us find the red one? Well, remember, the rule is the shortcut way. Remember, the blue, the outside angle equals the two far away inside angles. So the blue outside one equals the green plus the red. That's the rule today. We learned today. The outside angle equals the two far away inside ones. And we can use this because they told us the blue is 129. They told us the green is 45. And the red is the x. And now we just have to use the algebra to find what x is. So we know 45 plus something makes 129. So to get the x by itself, remember, I just do minus 45 on this side because that makes a 0. And then I get the x all by itself. But if I do minus 45 on this side, I have to do minus 45 on that side. So I find out that x, after I do minus 45, the missing piece to make 129 is 84. X is 84. 84, remember, degrees. So x is 84 degrees. This was using the same shortcut, just a little bit backwards. Instead of finding the outside one, I found one of the inside pieces. It's the same shortcut, just a little backwards. I'm going to take a little pause right now so you can pause the video. Go back and check examples 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure you understand how I did them and why I made the choices I did. Remember, I've been doing this for a lot longer than you, so I can see the shortcuts. You probably need to practice finding the shortcuts, but that's okay. That's what these lessons are for. These lessons are for practice. So pause the video, practice a little bit on these examples. If you feel confident, you can start moving forward to page 152 and start working on exercises. And a lot of it is the exact same stuff we just did in the examples. So if you are confident, you can work ahead. Pause the video, do what you feel confident doing, and then when you are ready to check your answers or to follow along with me, you can resume the video. I will see you in a few minutes. Okay, let's hope you worked on examples 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're ready to move on to some of the exercises to practice. This will help. So for number 5, find the measure of angle x. Find the measure of angle x. And this one, by the way, number 5, is like example 2 that we did today. This is like example 2. So if this is just what we did, this is using the shortcut, because I know I can even color code it. I know the rule today, the shortcut tells me that the external angle x equals the 2 remote interior angles. So x is going to be equal to the red plus the green. That's my shortcut. The outside is equal to the 2 far away inside ones. So, and they gave me the red, which is 89. They gave me the green, which is 28. So to find x, all I have to do is add them together. And I believe that is 117 degrees. X is going to be 117 degrees. That's it. That's the shortcut. Easy enough. Feel free, by the way, to work ahead of me if you're watching the video, or to pause the video and do it before and just check your answers. But that is how we use the shortcut today. For number 6 is also going to be like example 2, where we just use the shortcut because they give us the external angle that I'm going to label blue for x, finding x, and they give us the 2 angles that are remote, that are the 2 interior angles that are far away from x. So we know that x, the shortcut tells us that x is going to be equal to the red plus the green. And they gave us, and the reason I'm using it this way is because they gave me the red and the green. The red is 52, the green is 59. So this way is a one-step problem. I don't really have to do any algebra this way. I just add the 2 pieces together and I find out that x is 111 degrees. That's exercise 6, just like example 2 in our practice. Hopefully you're getting this. Let's look at exercise 7. Exercise 7 is not going to be easy plug and play, because if you look, they gave us the red, but they want the x. But remember, for the x, I need the red and the green. They did not give me what I needed to make this, to use the shortcut. They gave me the red and the orange. Remember, to use the shortcut, I need the two remote interior angles. I need the two that are far away. But we did do an example just like number 7. Example number 3 was like number 7. So if you want to know what we do for number 7, you can go look at example 3. Because remember, I told you that for this one, you don't need to worry about the triangle. Don't even think about the triangle. Instead, think about the straight line. Because in this one, you can see that the orange and the blue make a straight line. So the orange plus the blue equals a straight line. And in your notes, and yesterday we talked and said a straight line is 180. So red and green don't even matter. I don't need them. Orange and blue make a straight line, and they tell me the orange is 79, the blue is what's missing, and the straight line is 180. Now I just need to do my algebra and get x all by itself by doing minus 79, making this a 0. So I get x by itself, and I do 180 minus 79 to find the missing piece, which is 101 degrees. Because 101 plus 79 makes 180, so the blue 101 and the orange 79 makes the 180 straight line, just like we did for example 3. So hopefully you followed along with that one. For number 8, find the measure of angle x. And this one is just like example 2 because they gave us the blue. We need to find the blue, but they gave us the two interior remote angles, the two angles far away. So using my color scheme, they gave us the red and the green. And you know today's shortcut that the blue equals the red plus the green. So I know some of you watching have already solved it because I talk a lot. But you know the red is 71. You know the green is 74. And because you know the relationship that this one is both of these, you know that x is going to be 145 degrees. The only thing that might be slowing you down is the addition. So if you're struggling with adding, that might slow you down. But as soon as you know the relationship, you should be doing okay. Number 9, more practice using the shortcut because this one is also just like example 2 where you just use a shortcut. Because they gave you the blue, you need to find the blue x, but they give you the remote interior angles. They give you the two that are far away. So they give you the red and they give you the green. And so again, the shortcut means you know the relationship. The exterior angle equals the sum equals adding the two remote interior ones. So you just do the red 107, the green 32, and you know the exterior angle that is remote from them is going to be 139 degrees using the shortcut. So that is how we use the shortcut. There is one more exercise, number 10, on page 154. It says find the measure of angle x And this one looks like, oh, look at this. Angle X is inside the triangle. They give you the blue, what I label the blue external angle. They give you one of the remote interior angles, one of the ones that is far away, but the other far away one is missing. This should look familiar to you because it's just like example 4 that we did together. It's just like example 4 on page 151. So if you want to pause the video and do it yourself, you can just see what I did. But you know that this blue external angle, the relationship is that it equals the two remote interior angles. So the external equals these far away ones on the inside. Now it's just fill in the blank and solve. This time, instead of finding the blue, we're finding the red. So they give us the blue is 156. One of the interior angles, the green, is 81. And this time it's the red that's missing. So what I need to do is I need to get the red X all by itself. And hopefully you remember your basic algebra. 81, you just have to do minus 81 to make it a 0, and 0 plus X is just X. But if you do minus 81 on this side, you do minus 81 on that side also. If you do it correctly, you find out that X is going to be 75 degrees. And that's what you do, because 81 plus 75 makes 156. 81 plus 75 makes the exterior 156. That is some practice using our 4 examples. So if you can get all the way through those exercises using the examples, you're doing pretty well, and you might be ready for the problem set and the exit ticket. So take a minute, check your answers to those pages. Check your answers to exercises 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Make sure you understand how to use these rules, use your examples. And then when you come back after your pause, we'll talk about the problem set and the exit ticket. Okay, everybody. Hopefully you understood the exercises, the examples, and you're ready to go to the problem set. Here's the lesson summary on page 155. Tells you a little bit about what we did. It gives you a reminder right here. It gives you the example like angle ACE, this one equals these two. So this is just a quick summary of the lesson if you need to see it again. Page 157 is going to be your exit ticket that you will do when you're all done with the problem set. So let's talk about that last. And then there's a homework helper, and this homework helper will be super useful if I talked a little bit too fast or if you forget what I said. This gives you the question, it gives you the answer, and it tells you what the people were thinking in the little word boxes. So they give you actually 2 homework helper examples on page 159 and 160 if you want to look at that again. But the problem set you're going to do for me starts on page 161 and looks just like that, where it says, for each of the problems below, use the diagram to find the missing angle measures. So number 1, find the measure of angle X. So this is doing exactly what we did together in the examples and the exercises. So like number 1 is going to be just like example 2. So if you want to know how to do number 1, you can look at example 2 that we did together. On the problem set, number 2 is going to be just also like example 2 that we did together. And remember, example 2 was on page 150. If you need to see, if you want to go back and look and see how we did it together, you can go back and look at page 150. Number 3, finding X. This time X is on the inside, so in the inside ones. So this is going to be just like example 4 on page 151. So if you want help on number 3, look at example 4 on page 151. Your problem set keeps going on page 162. More practice. Number 4 on page 162 is just like example 2 on page 150. Number 5 is a little bit of a tricky one, but we've done one just like it. You can look at example 3 on page 151 to help you with number 5. For number 6, you can look at example 2 on page 150 to help you. So all of these same type of problems we've done on our examples. So you have lots of opportunities to look at them and get the help you need. The problem set keeps going. Number 7. But number 7 is not anything special. It's just like example 2 on page 150. Number 8, find the measure of angle X. Angle X, guess what, is like example 2 on page 150. You notice a pattern here. Number 9 on page 163 is going to be like example 4 on page 151. So you have stuff to look at to answer all of these. And guess what? There's one more question on the problem set. Number 10 on page 164 looks like that. Now this one is a little bit tricky because it says write an equation that would help you find X. You cannot find X because they don't have numbers. It's all variables. We have X, we have Y, and we have Z, no numbers. So how do you find X? What equation is going to help you find X? You cannot solve it because you don't have any numbers. Just write the equation that you would use if you did have the numbers. So pretend you had numbers. What would you do? That's the problem set. Remember, all of my work for the problem set, you can check your answers because my work is posted on the Google Classroom assignment. You can look at my answers. After you do the problem set and check your answers with mine, you should be ready for the exit ticket from page 157. This exit ticket is going to be the same type of practice, I am not going to tell you what examples each one is like I did for the problem set because I want you to try to figure that out for yourself. But for number 1, 2, and 3, you're just finding the missing angle. And I know you can do it. If you've been paying attention, if you understand the work so far, I know you can use our shortcut today to find those missing angles. Have fun with it. Do your best on it. Check your answers for the problem set with my online answers. Take a picture of your exit ticket and turn it in. And thank you for paying attention. I will see you for the next lesson.